Hey guys, what's up? Scott here from Chernobyl Studios, and you may have noticed lately that video uploads have been a bit slower. They're still regular, they're just slower. While this is definitely true in part to me having a lot more professional work with Chernobyl Studios and clients and mixes and things I'm doing music production wise and holding a full-time day job, it also has something to do with something I have been struggling with particularly for the last few years now. That would be perfectionism. I know you might be thinking like, yeah, Scott, perfectionism, isn't that a good thing? I mean, to strive for perfection all the time, that's probably what makes you a good mixer and musician. In the past, I would have said, yeah, that's absolutely true. Now I'm not so sure, and I'm not so sure that perfectionism is something worthy attaining or pursuing, or worthy or worth saying that it's a positive thing. At this point in my life, I'm inclined to believe that perfectionism actually is a hindrance, and it's a very big negative to career growth, professional growth, personal growth at this point in time. Let me explain what I mean. I really have not written any new music since my girlfriend's song that I wrote. It'll be 2 years this year, actually. And before that, I had very few ideas. And so basically, since 2015, it's been going downhill rapidly for me. I have written ideas, obviously, from the videos that I've done. And I did a reignited video, for Ignite amps. Their reimagining of their amp simulator. I have created songs, only through great frustration. So why is this important? It's important because basically until this time, no matter where I lived in the world, Russia, Ukraine, what was happening in my life, breakups or divorce or things going on, I always had ideas, and I always found a way to write them down. At this point, I feel like I have no ideas and like no inspiration to do anything. Like I mentioned, I have written ideas for the videos and stuff. That I treat that as like work. Like I have to think of a riff right now because I'm doing this guitar amp simulator review and I have to play with it. So it becomes like a technical process where I'm sort of just like, yeah, here are a few riffs. Great, perfect. Let's just record that, whatever. But I have to say I'm quite frustrated, and I'm sort of like I've lost the magic, and that's because I'm a perfectionist. In my life, I always have been. But now it's gotten to the point where it's debilitating. What this means is that I will actively choose to not do something, just so that I don't have to have the chance of sucking or failing at it, or having to acknowledge that it's not perfect. And ironically, my production skills, because they have improved so much over the last 4 or 5 years, it's only exacerbated the problem for me. Because now I hear all these problem frequencies, I hear the harshness, I hear the boominess, and it sucked out the musician from me. Albums I used to really enjoy many years ago before my ears became tuned to production, I can't listen to anymore. A lot of the old Dimmu Borgir albums, for example, Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, can't listen to it. The guitar is just a whistling train for me now. That 3.8K is so loud and so annoying to me, it ruins the entire album. I can't listen to it. It's like they put the SM57 directly on the cap of their Mesa Overdrive amp. I can't. I can't. So when I started doing this, I would read online that they're like, guys, don't forget how to enjoy music. Turn off the switch. Otherwise, you will have the producer's curse. The producer's curse essentially is through time of working and producing and mixing music, if you don't watch yourself, you will forget how to enjoy music and become a listener and a musician again. Eventually, you just become unable to enjoy music because your ears become attuned to production. I've gotten so critical to such a degree that every guitar tone that I make sucks, every riff I write is boring, and I'll sit for 2 or 3 hours messing with guitar tones, amps, cabinet impulses, and whatnot to find the, quote, perfect tone so that I can, quote, finally write a good song. But in the end, I just become frustrated and angry, and I say, fuck it. the technical side has taken over and it's suffocating. It's suffocating me. This is now completely spilled over into other aspects of my life. Nothing gets done. I keep procrastinating something because it's not perfect, or I fear it may not be, or I can already think ahead into the future of all the possible production issues that could happen because of whatever reason, for whatever. I have become my own perfect worst enemy in this aspect, because I have a backlog of videos for YouTube. It's not like I don't have ideas. I have pages of ideas in my Google Docs of reviews I could do, videos that I would find interesting that I could do, mixes, ideas for courses, all. But all I feel like doing right now is just sitting in a corner because I'm like, oh, it might not be perfect. Because what has happened also is I have amassed a decent amount of subscribers for music production, and you guys, I feel like you guys watch me because you want an informed point of view. And if I put out a video that sound quality wise sucks, it's like, well, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, some of these older videos that I watched that I did like literally 4 years ago, like brutal guitar tone, I can't watch it anymore because the tone is off. But at that moment in time, that's where I was as a producer. And so it's kind of, instead of looking at that and going, oh, wow, I have grown so much, it's, man, that sucks. And so it's a change of perspective that needs to happen within my mind. It's frustrating. Really, it's frustrating. And I know, listen, guys, I know there are guys like Boogie2988 who come at you through the power of his internet connection. They get on here, they make lots of money complaining about life and how terrible they have it when they, whatever, I don't know. But I mean, my intention with this video is just to get this off my chest. To be honest with you guys, to say that if you're worried about being perfect or worried that your mix might suck, it's gonna suck. And it's gonna suck for a long time because you're gonna have to practice for a long time on it. You're definitely not gonna nail the mix the very first time you try to do it. But through time and practice, you will get better. And as long as you form a healthy relationship with reality, insofar as you understand that through failure you will get better, you're gonna be fine. My relationship with reality is skewed because I'm a perfectionist, where I have these unrealistic expectations that everything I do must be perfect. And it just sucks the joy out of everything that I try to do, because even with gaming, I just want to have fun with the game. Oh, you know, I'll try to record a game to, like the gameplay you're watching right now. I don't know what it's going to be because I'm recording the voiceover ahead of time. I don't know what the game's going to be, but I don't want to play Quake because I'll have to play for 3 or 4 hours before I can have a game where I don't suck. See, it spills into everything. That's what I'm talking about. This perfectionist behavior spills into everything, and it's negative. It is a negative trait to have. If you are a perfectionist and you know it, take steps to just to let it go, man. Just let it go. It's okay. That's what I tell myself. It's okay. Not a big deal. It was fun. It's an experiment. It's an experience. You failed. No problem. Now you know. You've learned. Excellent. Fantastic. That's a normal relationship with reality. And my goal now, it's just not to give up. I know this about myself, and I just need to force myself to do it. And I am not going to allow myself not to do something just because it might be imperfect. And that's when I'm going to start right with this video. I'm not going to do 30 takes of it like I normally would in the past to find the perfect one. This is what you hear now. It's a one take, one hit wonder. And this is what's going to go on YouTube. So I'm going to continue making videos and music and songs, and if they don't come out perfect, that's okay, because done is better than perfect.